It's Christmas Day. It's supposed to be a time for family, but no, because the Premier League returns tomorrow, I have to post my Premier League predictions. I can only assume the entire family is gathered round the fireplace, looking at the TV, not watching Home Alone, not watching Elf, but watching Football Always Premier League predictions. Before I do get into my Boxing Day Premier League predictions, I'd like to announce I've started memberships on this account. It's the time of giving, so please give me all your money. For just 99 cents, you'll get loyalty badges, you'll get custom emojis, and at the end of every single video, you will get a shout out. And of course, you'll be supporting the channel. Let's move away from that and get on to my Boxing Day Premier League predictions. Brentford versus Spurs. Ivan Toney was left out of the England squad. He's been sat at home for the last month. Was he getting ready to have a fantastic second half of the season, or was he putting bets on the World Cup? Toney was having a really good start to the Premier League season, but then he got charged with 292 breaches of the FA gambling rules. He somehow managed to break the FA gambling rules more than any player has ever scored goals in the Premier League. Harry Kane has a point to prove after costing his country a place in the World Cup semi-final. Legend said that the ball still hasn't landed. Spurs will more than likely have Fraser Foster in goals, but I still think they will have enough for Brentford and they will go out and win this game 3-1 thanks to Harry Kane scoring 2 goals and Kulusevski getting 1. Southampton versus Brighton. Brighton somehow now have a World Cup winner in Alexis McAllister, who was brilliant at the World Cup, and he returns to a team that have just been knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Charlton. Last week he was playing with Lionel Messi, now he's playing with Solly March. As things stand, Brighton are 7th in the Premier League, and I do think there is a genuine chance that they could get European football this season, which would be massive for them. Sadly, I don't think they will get European football, but I do think they will win this game. Brighton are going to win this game 2-0 thanks to goals from Pascal Gross and Trossard. Leicester versus Newcastle. Newcastle could genuinely get Champions League football. They currently sit 3rd and they're only 2 points off Man City. Newcastle are in the position that Leicester were in a few years ago, fighting for European football. Leicester have fallen off completely. They're not the same side at all, and to be honest, I think Brendan Rodgers' time is up. Yes, Leicester got a few good results before the World Cup, but I think they just need to change. Some new manager, add new ideas and make a change at Leicester. Despite the fact it is an away game for Newcastle, I still think they're going to win it. They're going to win this game 3-1 thanks to goals from Gamirez, Callum Wilson and St. Maximan. Crystal Palace versus Fulham. This is a very even game. They have 2 good teams, 2 good managers. They're level on points in the Premier League. Fulham ahead in goal difference. Fulham are associated as being a yo-yo club. They would go right back down to the Championship is what people thought, but they're currently 9th. They're in the top half of the Premier League. They've done really good, and you got to thank Mitrovic, who has scored the goals. He's shown up in the Premier League this time, and he's been a key player in Fulham doing so well this season. Mitrovic in Serbia had a poor World Cup, and like every other striker I've mentioned in this video, they have a point to prove. So I reckon Fulham will win this game 1-0 thanks to a goal from Mitrovic. Everton versus Wolves. The Conor Cody derby, but Conor Cody can't play because of his loan rules with Everton. He can't play versus his parent club. Conor Cody's been fantastic this season, so obviously it's going to be a big loss for Everton, but what's even worse is they're going to have to play Michael Keane. If Conor Cody was playing this game, I would have said it would have been a 0-0 draw, because Conor Cody and James Tarkowski, they've been solid this season, but with Michael Keane, he's going to make some stupid mistake, give away a penalty, Raul Jimenez is going to score, and Wolves are going to win 1-0. Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Liverpool were knocked out of the Carabao Cup at midweek, losing to Man City 3-2 in a game where they had 2 shots on target. Nathan Ake had 3 shots on target. To be fair, Darwin Núñez did have 3 good chances. He probably should have had a hat-trick, but no, instead he didn't even get a single shot on target. Darwin Núñez is one of the weirdest players I've ever seen at Liverpool. He's rather terrible or absolutely amazing. He's never decent. He's never average. He's rather misses 3 really good chances or he scores a hat-trick. You know what? I reckon today is Darwin Núñez's day. He's going to score 2 in this game in a 3-1 win for Liverpool. Arsenal versus West Ham. Can Arsenal maintain the pre-World Cup form that they had, and can they continue to be top of the league and go on to win the Premier League? That is the question we all have on our minds. And you know what? I do think it is a possibility. Gabriel Jesus is out injured, but I don't think that's a massive concern. It's not like he was great. He started off the season absolutely amazingly, but died off, and he wasn't great in October and November. Arsenal are being linked with a January move for João Felix. If they can bring that in, I do think they can maintain it and beat Man City to the Premier League title. The result in this game will definitely help the cause. I reckon Arsenal will win this game 2-1 thanks to goals from Odegaard and Martinelli. Bournemouth versus Chelsea. And when I saw this fixture, my mind went straight back to a fixture that was nearly 5 years ago, where Bournemouth won the game 3-0 versus Antonio Conte's Chelsea. That game was so long ago that you had the likes of Hazard and Courtois starting for Chelsea, but you also had Ross Barkley and Bakayoko. You know what? For a bit of nostalgia, I fancy a bit of an upset here. I reckon Bournemouth are going to go out and beat Chelsea. Chelsea have been poor under Graham Potter, and I think Bournemouth are going to take advantage of that. I think Bournemouth are going to win this game 1-0 thanks to a goal from the former Chelsea man Dominic Solanke. Man United versus Nottingham Forest, and Marcus Rashford is back. That solo goal versus Burnley, that was brilliant. He also scored a few goals at the World Cup. He was good in pre-World Cup for Man United, so I think he can get back to his best by the end of the season, start scoring goals and become a cult hero yet again. Another big story about this game will probably be the fact Jesse Lingard is returning to Old Trafford. He's playing against his boyhood club in Man United. And just like his whole Nottingham Forest career, Jesse Lingard will make absolutely no impact on the game. He will do nothing, and Man United are going to win this game 3-0. Goals will come come from 2 from Marcus Rashford and 1 from Bruno Fernandes. Leeds versus Man City. Erling Haaland faces against his boyhood club, a team he once said he wants to win the Premier League with, which isn't very realistic, but you think if you threw prime Erling Haaland in there, maybe he could give it a fight. Sadly for Leeds fans, they have Paddy Bamford up front instead of Erling Haaland, who has been in shadow of his former self from 2 years ago. Rodrigo has taken Bamford's place in terms of goals, and he is no longer a flop. He is more or less becoming a cult hero. And you know what? I reckon Rodrigo will score in this game, but it will finish 4-1 to Man City in a game where Erling Haaland scores 2, Kevin De Bruyne scores 1, and João Cancelo gets the 4th and final goal. So that was my Boxing Day / Match Week 7 Premier League predictions. Let me know what you thought of in the comments, and make sure to give me your Boxing Day Premier League predictions in the comments. I had a relatively good World Cup in terms of predictions, so hopefully I can carry that onto club football, bring that into my Premier League predictions, and start getting more games right. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and if you feel free to contribute to the channel, make sure to become a member. I'd really appreciate it. That's the end of the video. Go eat the turkey, go watch Home Alone. I'll see you in the next one.